There we go.
There we go. Hi, Felicia.
Hi.
Everybody, welcome to this episode of the Human Mosaic Podcast. I am joined with Felicia. We actually go back. We've known each other for quite some time. How you doing today?
That's been a long. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I think I asked you that the first time. Let's start over. Welcome to the Human Mosaic Podcast. I'm your host, Ken Floyd. I am joined with my friend Felicia that I've known for quite some time now.
Yes. And hold on, my eyelash got stuck. Like this, my eyelash got stuck. I gotta remember I'm on camera.
Oh man, that is funny. Do we really have to start over?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. My eyelash got stuck. I was like,
this is what we're gonna do to cut.
yeah.
So I go back. Oh man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I just got up before I came here and was on my second snooze for the day.
Your second snooze for the day?
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I wish I could wake up to like alarms. I don't ever wake up to alarms because I wake up at the oddest hours. Like I wake up at 3 o'clock, between 3 o'clock and 3:30 almost every single day.
Yeah, I wake up around 4:35, and I like
try to roll over, go back to sleep, but it never
and then
works
I turn
out.
around and I might doze off for a second, and then I wake back up at like 7:30. My
Okay.
program to wake up at 7:30 because my kids, but they're not in. They out of school right now, so yeah.
That's fun, isn't it?
No,
Oh, it's not.
absolutely not.
I get it. My kids, oh man, they have so much fun. Like my kids be a handful.
My kids
I
are
love
still
it.
sleeping.
I love it, but man, they be a handful.
Yeah, my kids are still sleeping right now.
Right now?
Yes, my kids are still asleep.
It's lunch. It's almost lunchtime.
I don't know. They're still asleep. They will probably stay asleep until about 12 or 1.
Uh-huh. So you better than me. I walk in the room and I'm like, hey, everybody up. I love waking my daughter up. Oh, it's the best.
How old is she?
She's 17.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say she's like 6 or something.
It's always the best thing is I know she does what I do. She stays up super late. She be up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I feel like it's just her doom scrolling at this point on like Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
Has to be. Oh,
I
I can imagine.
I'm in the bed at 9, 8, and that's it. There's no, unless I'm doing something, I'm not up till 2 o'clock in the morning unless I got something going on.
I wish I could stay up go to bed that early. I wish I could. I can't go to bed that
I turn on the Golden Girls and I get ready to go to sleep.
Who?
The Golden Girls.
Stop.
I turn on the Golden Girls and I get ready to go to bed. Yeah.
I had a friend that used to watch the Golden Girls all the time, and she was like, well, this was my spirit animal. Was it Daddy? Was that who it was? The blonde one?
They're all
No, it was short one, super short.
the older one.
Yeah.
Sophia
Kind of had the attitude. Like, she was like the sassy one. She was real sassy. Like,
He was old too.
Yeah,
That's the older one.
yeah.
Yeah,
That-
I watched that at night.
That's wild. I guess I can see how you can go to sleep at night.
Or King of the Hill.
You don't even watch it. You just
I do watch
go
it.
to sleep.
No, I turn that on or King of the Hill and I go to sleep.
Man, that's our generation right there. Oh my God, King of the Hill. I remember when King of the Hill came on, we were kids. I didn't understand.
I love King.
I watched some of it, but it was just because it was the only thing you could watch.
Yeah, it's
No,
supposed
that's
to
it.
be back on next month, so I'm excited.
Oh, they're bringing it back?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Same writers?
I don't know. That part I don't know.
That's funny. It's crazy how many of these old movies and shows are like just making comebacks.
Yeah,
Just out the blue, people like it.
I don't think it's necessary, but you know.
You just said you can't wait.
I mean, I can't wait for King of the Hill. No, it's been years, but like there are some things that just don't need to be done again.
What about ones that need to die? Like what shows you think need to just stop at this point?
I hate to say this, Grey's Anatomy, and I love Grey's Anatomy. I watch it faithfully, but there's not too much. I don't know how old I was when I was in elementary. I might have been in elementary school or middle school when Grey's Anatomy came out.
Uh-huh.
So it's time for it to be like, Dr. Grey doesn't even work there anymore. Like she's still on there and she's part-time on there. So it's just
like in her grocery store that phase right now, like she retired.
no, she didn't retire. She just they moved away, they moved back. It's just it's time for it to go. It's time for it to go.
Huh.
I think that also Chicago Fire is probably on its last, should be on its last soon too.
I was late to watching that.
Chicago Fire.
I think I like started to binge watch like the first 2 seasons literally earlier this year. And then I realized there was just so much to catch up on.
Yeah.
I hate when I kept the last show that got me like that was Suits.
I never watched that.
Oh, it's one of my favorite shows.
There are certain, I
watched it twice.
a couple of years ago was the first time I ever watched The Big Bang Theory.
I didn't watch it.
And it was good. I loved it.
Okay.
I thought it was good. I keep blinking, so if y'all think something's wrong with me, it's not. I just keep blinking.
Wrong with it.
I just keep blinking.
Yeah, my at.
Just keep going like this.
Oh man. So,
What's up?
podcasts.
Yes.
I just started my podcast recently. You and I talked about that
Yeah.
quite a bit. It was one of those things. It's kind of a passion project for me. I
Yes.
wanted to just make something that was able to touch people in different ways that they normally aren't touched from podcasts. I want people to connect and have deeper conversations and have meaningful ones at that point. That's you. We talked about it, and we
Yes.
were like, it's crazy because we both literally decided around the same time.
Yes.
You're gonna start a podcast. Just randomly, I'm gonna start a podcast. So how has that been? And tell us about the podcast.
So it's been good. So
Uh-huh.
the podcast is The Storyline. It is a pro wrestling podcast,
Uh-huh.
which means right now it's WWE, but we watch other stuff, but the WWE has
There's
so
only
many
one that matters.
stories that go
Yeah.
on that I watch faithfully. So yeah. But it is about wrestling. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid.
Didn't they absolve a couple? I remember WCW.
Yeah, that's that.
Didn't they do
that's-
another one too?
I can't remember. They have so much going on.
Yeah.
I think it was WCW, ECW.
Yeah,
There's
ECW is what I thought. Or do they still have ECW?
I don't think ECW is still around. I might be lying, but
No, you might be right because I
WCW.
thought they got absolved by the WWE too. I couldn't remember.
they just bought like the Lucha something. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I don't Mexican wrestling.
Yeah,
so
the
they just
luchadors.
bought that too. Yeah, so I thought that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a wrestling podcast. They drop every Friday. The
Mhm.
episodes do. And so when I started it, it was because wrestling is something that I have been able to take in views, like, people watch Love's Island or whatever it's called, but I watch wrestling. It does bring the stories are good.
Man, I got some grown ass
I do not.
fans that watch Love Island faithfully, and I'll be like,
I don't
"Oh, can't."
watch that.
I don't get it.
I don't even know what it's about. I don't want to watch that or Love is Blind or any of those
It's
things.
just a warped perception.
Yeah,
of reality.
I don't love hip hop. None of those things I can watch, and so
It's like all the ratchet. You
It's so
never
much.
wanted to be around.
It's so
people
much.
watch it firsthand.
yeah, I love wrestling, and so
Oh.
that's what I decided to do. So the idea came from me and my kid's dad. We went to SmackDown the day before the Royal Rumble because the Royal Rumble was here in February. In February. I think it was February 1st.
Okay.
And me and him have always watched wrestling. We got the kids into it. We've always watched it. And so we went to SmackDown, and this lady comes up to us as we're sitting in our seats. It's still pretty empty in there because the doors had just opened. And she was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Who is this white lady?" And we're just like looking at each other. And she was like, "Well, we always pick out a family at these events." And long story short, we ended up backstage. We met some of the WWE superstars. One of them was Chelsea Green, and then Bianca Belair. But then they gave us tickets to the Royal Rumble.
Oh wow.
They gave us tickets to the Royal Rumble.
Just for showing up early. Look at that.
They gave us those tickets, and then they were like, "Okay, well, we're gonna take some shots of you guys." And I'm like, "Oh, they're just gonna be pictures or whatever." They did not end up being pictures. My daughter is in dance, and so they kept calling me when we were at dance the day of the Royal Rumble, and they're like, "Hey, when are you guys gonna be here?" And I'm like, "Oh God, what does this mean?" So we sit down in our seats, and they're like, "Okay, so the camera's gonna go on you. You guys are gonna wave. Boom, family, done." But before that, on the Jumbotron is a entire video of the experience that we had the day before. Uh,
You didn't even know they were filming.
I know
Oh,
that
that's
they were
crazy.
just taking pictures, but yeah, there's an entire video, like an Xfinity commercial of our entire experience the day before. And I was like, oh shit. So
That's
yeah, after that, I was like, I love wrestling so much, and I always have.
Mhm.
Being that experience, like, set me over the top. I was like, that is so fucking cool. I was so happy. And like, I have 2 kids and they were happy too, but I promise I was probably I was just super happy afterwards. And after I came down from that,
Uh-huh.
I was like crying, and I was like, this was so cool. So yeah, that's where it came from. Like, my love for wrestling has always been the same, Monday, Friday, faithfully. Even when I didn't have the podcast, I've been watching wrestling forever.
I think a lot of us grew up watching wrestling.
Exactly.
Like, who was your favorite growing up?
Growing up, it was The Rock. It was
See,
The Rock.
It was one of the two for everybody. I think I bounced back and forth. Like, for the longest time, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
He is my absolute favorite. And then the Rock storyline changed, and they made him much different. Like, when Rock came back with tattoos and everything, I was like, oh, it like fit at that point. He wasn't like chubby Rock anymore. He was like laid out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a totally different person. And they took over. They gave him every win, every storyline advancement, every title fight, random. Some of those WrestleMania wins were wild. Like the Rumbles.
Even now, they do the same thing. They pick a person and they fixate on the person until they can't anymore.
Right.
And so,
Was it Reigns right now? Roman Reigns? That's still who it is?
no, he actually has not been on there, I believe, for months. But
Oh, see, that shows the last time I watched.
well, no, I think he is currently. He just had a baby.
Oh.
He just had a baby, and he was part-time anyway, and he only shows up during pay-per-views, which are
That's
now
what I
called
figured.
premium live events, so we call them PLEs.
Oh, yeah, because it's the Netflix thing.
They're not even
Are
on
they doing it there?
Netflix. They're on Peacock. The premium events. Yeah, the premium events are on Peacock. Raw is on Netflix.
Okay.
And then SmackDown is on USA. So you have to have like
Crazy how he
YouTube
worked that
TV or
deal
something.
out.
But if you're in the UK, SmackDown is also on Netflix.
That was a smart ass deal.
Yeah.
Because basically, you got to make everybody pay for every single network to watch all your stuff. That was
All of
smart.
it. And they're not just on that one.
Mhm.
They have a show on Tubi. They have shows on then they have
They have shows on
Saturday.
Tubi?
They have a show on Tubi. Then they have Saturday Night Main Event, which is on NBC. And Saturday Night Main Event comes on maybe once every couple months, like it's this Saturday. So they have that on Saturday, and that's just every few months. So yeah, they've taken over lots of streaming services and channels and things like that. Yeah. So I enjoy
You
it.
just feel like a kid every
It
time
does.
you watch.
Like, I can't
I
wait
love
till-
those things where
yeah.
you don't have to feel aged. You can feel as
Absolutely.
childish
Like,
as you want to be.
I can't wait for Raw tonight. Like, I'm excited about it. Like,
My son watches it like every Monday. He
Yeah.
watches it too. Like every single time he takes over the TV, he's like, "Daddy, I'm watching Raw." I'm like, "I'll watch it in the Hill Room. I want to watch it on this."
my son does that too. He wants to watch it in the living room. He doesn't want to watch
He
it.
wants the sound, the speakers, the sound, everything. He's like, "I want to feel it when they hit the
Yeah.
mat."
Yeah, so Monday, Friday, and then this week is Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because they have Women's Evolution on Sunday, so it's all women's PLE.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm on like 3 other podcasts just for that particular women's thing, because I guess they want to hear a women's perspective.
Yes, that's
Entire
dope.
women's
That's dope. Good.
pay per
Good.
view.
Good. So how has it been this whole time doing it? Like how have you how have the struggles versus like the great moments been with the podcast?
So the struggles for me are like, I don't have the setup. I have a phone and a like program on my computer. So that's
Don't worry about that. I got to see it on camera so much more.
so that's the struggle. And I sit at my house and do it.
Mhm.
So those are the struggles, and just kind of making sure we're staying on topic. Because when it comes to wrestling, you can sit there and talk about it all day. And so I make sure that we have outlines and stuff like that, because I don't want us to sit and go on tangents for 45 minutes
Right.
every week. So I make sure we stay within the topics, and that's kind of hard because you say one thing and you're ready to like go off into on a whole nother level of a whole nother topic. So those have been the struggles, and just where I'm going to record and what time and things like that. I do have a co-host, Mike J.
Shout out to Mike J.
Shout out to Mike J. Yeah. So it's just us trying to do this with the bare minimum. And so that's been the struggle, but the reward is getting to talk about it all the time.
Right.
Just getting to talk about it all the time. And I enjoy that. So that's the reward. This is definitely something that is a passion. I'm not looking to get like super paid off of it or anything like that. I told myself this year, okay, let's try to meet this many wrestlers. I've already met 3 this year, which was all at the Royal Rumble, plus the local wrestling. We have a lot of local wrestling that people don't notice that we have.
We do?
Yes. We have Wrestle Arts and then Naptown All Pro.
Where is this all located?
They have, Naptown All Pro has its own events. So you'll have to look on their page for that. Then Wrestle Arts, they have events every few months. I went to the Wrestle Arts last event. It was super good.
It's like here in Indianapolis or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know the last Indie All Pro, I think, was at the Hot Boys reunion. Not reunion, I'm sorry. Hot Boys Block Party.
Okay.
And then Wrestle Arts is at the Irving Theater.
Got you.
Yeah.
Speaking of them, you hear that last podcast about D-Matt shitting himself?
Yes, I did. Doo-doo man.
Doo-doo man is what they call him.
Yeah. D-Matt?
He ain't gonna never live that down.
Not at all. Because I'm not. Because the next time I see him, that's gonna be his name, Doo-doo man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw him when he was telling me about it. I was like, that was a shitty situation, huh?
Very shitty.
Like, Hershey squirts everywhere. That's wild.
Disgusting.
That's
Absolutely
wild.
disgusting. Shout out to D-Matt and Breon and Blair.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. But I know the wrestling events. Do they host those at events? I mean, at what are the places they use for those when they host them? I know about like this church that's still. I think it's a church, or it used to be like some kind of hall. I forget, but it looks like a church, and they host a lot of boxing and mixed martial arts events there.
The last one I went to, I think it's called Irving Theater. It's next to Smash Burger.
Smash Burger.
It was good too. I had something the last time.
Where's that located?
I felt where Irvington. I don't know. Don't.
We just gonna look them up. We're not about
just
to
look
get
them
our
up.
places messed up. We'll look them up after the podcast.
Yeah.
Drop in a comment if you know where.
Yeah. Then Naptown All Pro. The last one I went to, like I said, was at Hot Boys.
Okay.
But then I went to one before that, and it was like at a restaurant, brewery type.
Hot Boys in Cardinal?
No, that one was. No, the Hot Boys where they had the
the block party.
Party.
Okay.
Yeah, they do it at the back.
Okay.
But then I had went to another
thing on the inside. Like, where would they?
No,
yeah, but
they had another one that I had went to before, that somebody took me to, and it was in like a brewery restaurant that had like a back room that it was nice. Yeah. So we do have.
You gonna start hosting events like that?
I don't know yet. I'm still at the beginning, and I don't want to overwhelm myself.
I know. I get them questions all the time. What are you gonna do this? What are you gonna do that? What are you gonna do this? I'm like, I really kind of just got started.
I have been talking to a wrestling school about learning how to ref.
I thought you were about to say wrestling.
No, it's not wrestling. It's ref, not ref. Okay. But normally there are a lot of refs that are wrestlers.
Yeah, I was about to say, I heard refs getting in the mix. Yeah.
So I just want to learn how to ref. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay. I wonder how that works. Man, there's probably a lot of traveling involved in that too.
That's cool.
I got a friend that referees basketball.
Yeah.
And he is, between like reffing like in the city, then he's like out of state all the time. He refs college games and NCAA start Final Four, March Madness, and all that. He's out there. Like he goes. I promise. I think this dude drops like 40 pounds every single time the season starts. It's wild. That's all he does, just running up and down the court refereeing. So yeah,
that might be fun.
It might be fun. Or you might get elbowed or hit with a
I'm pretty tough. That's fun. I can handle it.
Nice, nice. So how is this with your kids? I imagine that with you being a mom, this probably makes them so happy
Yeah.
that they get to talk wrestling with you every single
My
day.
son loves it. My daughter is in her preteen phase. She's 11. She'll be 12 this year. So she'll come in and look and be like, "Oh, what's going on with the women?" She's more interested in the women's and things like that. But my son loves it. He can talk about it all day. When it comes on, he comes in my room and he's like, "Oh, did you see that?"
Uh-huh.
Then he gives me all his predictions, and so they love it. They love it. He was on the last episode for like 2 seconds because they were home when I was recording.
Okay.
And so I was like, "Son, just tell it," because he kept going in the back. And so I was like, just say what you want to say. Like, if you want to ask a question, go ahead.
That's awesome.
My second episode was with him and his dad.
Okay.
So it's good, co-parenting and family-wise. We have something that always connects us.
That's awesome. That's awesome right there. I'm glad to hear that. There's a lot of people, they have problems with the co-parents. I mean, some people, it's like, I bet you just wish it didn't happen from the very start. Now you got to figure it out because that kid is more important.
Nah, their dad's my homie.
That's so.
That's my homie. I mean,
That's how it should be. Like,
exactly.
If it works out, if it ends up like, hey, we just don't work out, you should always be able to still stay cool. Like, you spent all that time.
We spent all that time together. 15 years, there's no way that I'm going to just be like, "Oh, well, I'm going to act like I don't know who you are."
Exactly.
Absolutely not. That doesn't make sense to me.
You're still going to want the best for them.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
And see that, oh my God, that's a rare trait too. Because man, nowadays everybody's like, no, once I'm done, I'm done.
No, I want to see him happy, and I'm not going to, I don't want to take away from that. And if ever I need something or he needs something, we can still call each other. If I have a problem, if he has a problem, we still call each other.
Right.
I'm never going to disown him. He's my kid's dad. He's done a lot for me, and he gave me those kids. If it was not for him, I wouldn't have them. So there's nothing on this earth that's going to make me disrespect him or that's going to make me be like, disown him. That's never going to happen.
Right.
He was a part of my 20s and a little bit of my 30s, and growing up, he saw me grow. I saw him grow. There's no way in hell that I'm going to just be like, well, fuck him. That's not going to work.
Yeah. Unfortunately, people grow apart. Sometimes,
exactly.
they get to a certain age, and then somebody's mindset goes one way and another goes the other way. Sometimes it just doesn't catch up. So, catch up, you just got to, but you still figure it out. So that's awesome that you guys co-parents. That's I would co-parent effectively. Yeah, that's big for the kids, real big. Because they got to remember that.
Absolutely. So for my daughter, she is in dance. We travel together. Nice. We just came back from Orlando. We ride in the car for 15 hours together, and there's no issues. That's what it is. Like, we take our relationship as friends very seriously. We do get into it and stuff like that, like normal people do. But there's no like, I hate him, or I'll never, I don't know you, or we have to meet in parking lots. Like, no, we don't do that. We're a family and we'll remain that way.
Yeah. That's valuable. It's very, very valuable, because there's some people that once you get to that point, y'all gotta like separate. There's no love lost. It's like, you gotta go. Like, that's it. I can't be around you. I can't deal with you. I can't do anything like that. So when you have somebody that you share many more special things with, and you're able to have a better relationship with them than you would in that circumstance, it means everything. Absolutely everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, look at you. We done grown up. We're actually old.
We are.
We're getting old.
We're
about to live. No, we just started the great years.
Now these are going to be great. I do not.
We learned everything in our 20s. Now it's time to execute.
I wouldn't go back if somebody paid me to go.
I wouldn't either.
Over again. No.
No.
In my 20s, I was like, this is so fun. I wouldn't go back to that. Was danger. And I'm like, I wouldn't go back to that if somebody paid me. I was putting myself in all kind of danger in my 20s and didn't even realize it. 20s are they fun, but I wouldn't go back if somebody paid me. I wouldn't. I don't want to do that ever again. Some of the shit I did, never again.
It's
I don't want to get older. I absolutely am happy to be 36. I would not go back to 20, nothing.
It's scary. Like, when I talk to people that are from when we were younger, and then like, oh my God, man, do you remember like how bad stuff was?
Yes.
Do you remember? Oh, do you remember? Like, I ran into somebody's like little brother to me, and we were talking the other day, and he was like, "Remember when you were out the window of that car?" And then and then he said what happened, what I did. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a very different man today.
I
That's what I said, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I do remember that now. We did a lot of stuff. We were also those kids that we raised ourselves, really. Kind of like all together. We got our collective group, and we stayed friends
Was that
with
us
everybody.
that got into that accident?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
So y'all, I don't remember quite what happened, but me and Ken got into an accident together when we were younger. I don't remember any of it except for us getting in the accident. Like that's all I remember. We got into an accident. I don't remember whose car we were in. I don't remember why we got into the accident, but we absolutely got into an accident when we were younger.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Was it like a little gray Pontiac?
I can't remember. Remember the glass went through your face right here.
I thought that was the accident you're talking about. Nobody, hardly anybody remembers that accident.
Yeah, the glass went through your face right
It
here.
went through right here.
Yep.
Because it's still the tissue and everything, the scar and all that, and like the lump, it's all still there. It went right through, and this lady, remember the lady brought out that big ass maxi pad?
I can't remember any
She
of
brought out
it.
this giant maxi pad, slapped it on my face.
The only thing I remember is once the accident happened, I was in the middle of like passing out,
Yeah.
but I got out of the car and started walking, and I walked it off until I didn't pass out.
Yes. It was a phone pole.
Oh Jesus!
When I was in the back seat.
It was vaccine too.
Who was it? The dude.
I don't know who was driving. Somebody was driving.
Skin dude. What was his name? He was in the National Guard at the time.
I can't remember who was in the car, but that's too.
All I know is this idiot. It was a Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. That's what it was.
How were we in the car with that person?
He was test driving it to buy it.
Oh my God!
Yep. He was test driving it to buy it.
I remember this, but I cannot remember who the person was.
It was the same person that kept writing all them fraudulent checks for Papa John's Pizza.
I don't
Remember that?
No.
We're not gonna bring. I'm not gonna say the names. I think I'm starting to remember more and more now.
Yeah,
He got me in some other crap.
Wait,
Got me
after
in
that
some crap after the
No.
before that accident actually. So I remember he drove it was a Ford Expedition, and he had police lights in it
Oh,
because he's stay on base, and he was following me down Pendleton Pike one day, joking. I think we was like 18 at the time. We were 18, following me down Pendleton Pike. Calls me, he's like, I'm joking, it's just me. So does it like twice. Third time I see it, take off. My phone rings. He's calling. And I'm like, I'm not doing this today. I got somewhere I gotta go. He's like, pull over. That is not me. It was an actual Lawrence police officer.
oh my God. Yeah.
It was terrible. Pulls me over, runs up. Why did you run? He was angry and all this. And I said, I promise I didn't know. I told everything. Yep. Everything. I said, yep. He drives his truck and he got lights on it. And I thought it was that. And he gave me a ticket. He said, I'm gonna give you a ticket.
Yeah.
Only because I somewhat believe this story.
I
Should've
don't
taken me to jail.
remember who the person. I don't remember none of it except.
Oh,
that.
I remember exactly who it is. I can't quite get the name right now, but I remember everything. And we had a bunch of people we were connected to through Briar Boy and LC. So yeah, it was
I just can't remember what happened. The only thing I remember.
the idiot turned the corner and smashed the gas trying to drift a front wheel drive car around the corner, and he ran right in front of telephone pole. Because all them people in the neighborhood, they came running out trying to help, and that pad lasted me all the way till we got to the hospital.
Yep.
And then they took it and like gave me something else, and it was nowhere near as effective. I remember that day specifically because they shot me in the ass with a needle because I was in so much pain. I was shut
Yeah,
up.
you were
And
in.
they
I do remember
stuck
you being in a lot of pain. You was in a lot of pain. I was.
Yeah.
I don't think I had like any real bumps or bruises. Like I just had to be evaluated because, like I said, I almost passed out. But
Mhm.
walking off a pass out is crazy.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, I can remember my vision being blurry, like, fuck, I'm about to pass out.
Uh-huh.
So I open up the door and I get out and I just walk that shit off.
Yeah.
And I'll be
Hey,
like, okay.
that was crazy. Like, I remember I was trying to check on everybody, and I was just like, I can't even say it. They were like, dude, you got a hole in your face. And I grabbed my face and just looked, it was just blood everywhere. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that was wild. We had
Spent
no
all
idea.
day in Community East. I remember that.
I hate that hospital.
Yeah, I'm not.
They still like that to this day. To this day, they still got terrible wait times. Terrible, terrible wait times.
I think they do pretty good sometimes.
Oh, man.
I don't know a lot, so I don't know.
Well, I don't remember the time exactly, but I felt like we were in there for at least like 2 hours before they even got us.
Yeah, we were there for a long time.
Yeah, like the whole time they giving me new pads. I'm losing blood as I'm sitting
Yeah,
there. Nobody's trying to do
time.
something. Yeah, that was a rent. Man, that is wild.
Yeah, that wasn't a fun time, but it did happen.
Hell no. And that was honestly the craziest part about it. That was just when the start of like all our nonsense was getting started.
Yep.
This was just like, oh God, bro. Bless our souls. That's around when we had our first underage church.
Yep.
Everything. We all just got together. It was like, all right, we're going to try it. And I remember that day I was like, fuck this. I'll wait till I turn 21.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan either.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like everybody was like, oh, come on, let's sport. I'm good.
Yeah,
I ain't want it.
I don't even like it like that now. I had this long, like in my early 20s, I could drink. Now I'm like, just give me one lemon drop, maybe two, and I'm good.
You and D had these damn lemon drops.
Lemon drops are fire. I'll probably get one in a minute when I leave here. I don't even know what time it is.
See, I'm simple. Like if I get something, I'm like, give me some Johnny Walker Black Label neat.
What does that sound like?
Angels Envy or like
Cognac?
no, I don't really like cognac. It's
Like
whiskey or bourbon. Yeah.
I can't do it. The
Nah,
smell.
Johnny Walker's the Irish.
Wow. No, used to be on Crown. That's the best I could do. And then I started drinking Crown Apple, and the syrup started giving me heartburn. So that's when I knew I was getting old, and it was really time to.
I hated when heartburn first started. I was like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
like, now I gotta watch what I eat.
Yeah, I definitely I can't eat spaghetti at night because
No.
the sauce gives me heartburn.
No.
There's a certain time cut off on the sauce,
Or you gotta take a Prilosec if you're gonna risk it all.
Yep.
And that Prilosec gotta come much earlier.
and I have Tums in my trunk.
See, I can't do Tums.
They
Tums actually
nasty.
make me really nauseous.
Yeah, they are gross.
That and then the only one worse than that for me is Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah,
If I try to
stopped
take
taking that.
Pepto-Bismol for heartburn, it's like, no, everything coming up now.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember the tonics that they used to give us when we were younger? Like all the southern brand.
My mom just gave me Robitussin for everything.
What?
Robitussin
For everything?
for everything. If
Like stomach aches, all that?
Robitussin. I remember taking Robitussin for a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's crazy. See, my grandmother, she used to make like these little ginger
Nah.
and all. It tastes like heartburn when you ate it. Like it literally tastes like you were swallowing like stomach acid. We were never sick as kids, though. Ever. We didn't have colds and none of that. It was just all this natural stuff. Turmeric and
We didn't do
Garlic
We
and-
did Robitussin.
pepper. Ugh, that's terrible. I was all sleepy all the time.
Robitussin is non-drowsy.
Oh, no. Is it? Or do they just have it?
They have it non-drowsy. Now, I don't know about when I had stomach aches. I don't remember having a lot of stomach aches.
I had all that damn Robitussin.
Probably so. Probably so. I don't remember having any stomach aches like that as a kid. Now, as an adult, stomach hurts all the time.
Right? And all the shit you used to eat, you can't really eat that no more. Like somebody brought me some Sunny Delight one time. I said, grab me something from the
no,
gas
no.
station. I was offended.
No Sunny Delight, no Hawaiian Punch,
No.
no, what are them called? Calypsos,
Calypso.
Calypsos.
No. Okay, wait. I got a
Calypsos.
confession.
I can't do that.
Listen, my guy, I stopped by his house the other day. You ever go by somebody's house, every time you see them, they got to feed you?
Yes.
It's like they want to feed you every time.
Absolutely.
And part of you want to say no, but you just, I love his generosity. I
Yeah,
love it.
and I
They
love food,
always
so I'm
thinking
not saying
about me
that.
too, right? So he cooked. Man, he brings it this way. So this is what's the most random thing before I say it? What's the most random thing somebody just brought out like for you to eat?
Somebody gave me a lamb chop the other day. Just
not that random.
But I was sitting in their driveway in the car, and they bought me a lamb chop and a piece of cake.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's hilarious.
They wrapped it up, and
I think this will still take.
and that was random. I've never had, but that's the second lamb chop I've gotten. There was another time where I was chilling with somebody and they made lamb chops and they brought it to me like this.
What's the deal with giving women lamb chops?
Like, they good though. Like they good.
Oh man! So I sit there, bro puts this plate down. No, it didn't. He put a plate over here. And I was like, why you put just a blank plate?
You got to make you a charcuterie board.
Bro drops a bag in front of me, and I was like, I said, who the hell just randomly has a boil waiting for somebody to go?
Ooh.
I'm talking, I got crab legs, I got shrimp, I got corn, I got sausage,
yes.
I got the potatoes, and it's all the seasoning and everything. It's just like, it's nice and red and all that at the bottom. I'm like, thank you.
Right.
I'm just like, where did this come? Man, he's awesome. He's absolutely awesome. So like, I went over there and he just like, every time I go over, he's just cooking something, just dropping something. And he gives me a fucking kiwi lemonade calypso.
No, I can't. It makes my mouth.
Look, I stopped drinking soda. I stopped drinking a whole lot of sugar and all this other stuff, right? That was amazing.
I bet it was.
It was one of the best things I've ever had. And I don't know why.
Because you probably haven't had it.
And I don't even think I used to drink calypsos either. Like, I never wanted them because I used to see the bottle and like, I just thought it was like some weird ass drink. I was like, I don't want it. I just don't want it. That was amazing, and I never ever want to buy one. I looked on the back. I was like, bro, how much sugar did I go? Oh my god,
It's a lot of sugar.
it was like 42 grams of sugar. I want to say inside of it. Like it was so much sugar, I started to feel like different.
Like, yeah.
Like it was almost like
Sugar was running through
like
your
I was
blood.
high almost. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, I haven't felt like this in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I try not to buy it too. Oh my god, I try not to buy the stuff at all. Like with kids, you're gonna have it.
We have Sprite. That's all we have. We drink Sprite.
I won't even buy soda.
Sprite and water. My daughter will sneak a Coke in there every now and then, but that's all we got.
See, my daughter, she be on those Alanis. She likes those Alanis.
Those are energy drinks.
I know this.
I use it to work out.
You using a workout?
Yeah, that
Try
incentive.
pre-workout.
I have, and I don't want to go through that phase in life anymore. Like
Non-stimulant.
I've already done that, and I don't want to go back to that. It's too much. Like, and I enjoy working out, but I don't want to do that.
I used to take C4 all the time.
I have taken C4 as well. It made me feel like I would never stop working out because it was just so much power going.
I take one now called Ghost.
I'm not drinking none of those. I can't.
And then I'll
If
take
I
like
really
that.
need energy, I'll drink the yellow Red Bull, but it really don't do nothing.
Okay. Will you take anything else?
No,
Like I mean afterwards, like post-workout.
no.
Nothing at all? Yeah, at least get some protein.
I mean, I will maybe drink one of those muscle milks or eat some eggs or something.
Stop it. We too. Oh my God.
What,
We
not-
used to always. You remember that we used to always buy muscle milk all the time. It was the only thing we would buy is
Yes.
muscle milk.
Muscle milk.
That's funny. I haven't heard anybody talk about muscle
And I
milk
drink
in a long
muscle
time.
milk sometimes after I work out. But it just depends.
I haven't
Or
had
I'll eat a
one in a while.
protein waffle or something. Nothing crazy. They're gross. Absolutely nasty. But you need to eat something at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get like a. So I'll do. All right, if I don't do a shake, I'll get like. Qdoba has these protein bowls.
Oh.
No rice.
Oh.
It's basically just a meat salad. So you get like your steak, chicken, or double steak, double chicken, whatever you want, and then you do black beans, pico de gallo, lettuce, sour cream, guac, and I do like a little bit of that green sausage. That's it. Mix it all together. Just nice little protein salad. No, like very low carbs. Lots of
I want some
protein.
rice.
Lots of bread. It's just a feeling. You can eat so much of it too. You like, oh my God. If you have the rice too, you won't even finish the bowl. You just gonna have a big stomach full of rice. It's gonna expand. You gonna get the little
fine.
bubbles you gonna get in your stomach.
Probably so, but oh well.
All right, fine. I can do it. I can do it. But no, I'll try to do that now because it used to be when I was out and I would run around and like working. You know how it is. We ripping and running. You can't find anything and it can't be quick. And if it is quick, it's one of the places we definitely don't want to go to.
Right.
So I just start finding like stuff like that. I was like, fine, I'll just run in there, order it on the app. That way I can make it just as fast as running in to pick it up.
Right.
But yeah, like McDonald's and all that, like certain age, man, like I think it was probably like my mid to late 20s.
Yeah,
After
sometimes
that, I was like, I couldn't eat it. It started messing my stomach up.
sometimes I'll get a fry from there, and if I'm feeling
Yeah.
really broke, I'll get a McChicken.
That's about it.
That's
You
all
take your
that-
chances with a McChicken if you
cannot
gotta get it
eat-
that
yeah,
low.
I can't eat anything else from there. And there are times where I eat the fries and they make my stomach hurt so bad. So I try.
Isn't that crazy how they fries all of a sudden now are just like not working with our stomachs? Like,
They're
what's
good.
the preservative level right now?
I was about to sneeze. I thought I was about to sneeze, but it didn't. It just kind of went away. It's like
Thanks, you said.
I swear I was about to sneeze, but it wasn't a sneeze.
But you looked around like somebody was watching this. Well, so left, right.
Because I was like, am I gonna sneeze or not? Like,
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. So, matter of fact, who was it? I was just watching it because I just thought about it when you said when I thought about Roman Reigns. You said he's no longer here, back to wrestling. There's two brothers or somebody.
the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso.
Why wasn't it this quick when I was texting you the other day and I was like, yo, I just
Yellow.
saw
I let
something.
know it was yellow. I don't know what you was talking
What
about.
event is coming up? There's like this was like a paper, what do you call it now?
PLEs, Premium Live Event.
This is a premium live event. That's
Saturday,
coming up.
Premium Live. So Saturday there's a main event, but Sunday is the women. So it's not
What's the name of the one on Saturday?
main event. Saturday night main event.
Is the logo like gold or yellow?
No.
God damn, what was I watching? It was something. I was sitting there watching it and I was like, yo, there's an event coming up. And before I could get the name again, I was like, damn.
I think the Evolution is, but that's women. But what about the
because I saw those two on it. That's what they were.
MPNA?
Yeah, they were on like the ad for it.
I don't know.
It was something about what was he saying about like I gave you a chance or something or like
That's everybody.
I was like, well, no, it was those two brothers specifically.
They were
Down
talking to somebody. It's
No,
old.
he was like holding him in a headlock. Or
The
something
brother?
Like that. Yeah,
This is old. This has to be old.
I don't know. They just said it was just last week.
I haven't seen anything where they're holding each other in headlocks in years.
It was an ad. Well, New Year's.
No, in years.
Oh,
An ad for what?
it was an ad for a PLE event, and I can't remember the name of the PLE event. It was on Sports Center.
It must have been old. Yeah, it'd
Like
be old.
it was showing it was coming up. It was like coming up. I don't remember the date, but it was like
They're fighting each other.
I don't know
It's
now.
not each other.
Then why was he holding him in a headlock? Or maybe are they made up now?
Yeah,
Have they made up?
it's been forever since they've wrestled each other.
Listen, this is what happens when I catch a look.
Yeah, this is that's a glimpse. Cause
Cause
but
those-
Jimmy and Jay Uso,
Jimmy and Jay Uso.
they used to be tag team partners. They are no longer that. So they have kind of,
Wait, so who are the guys that Roman was with?
so they had the bloodline at first.
That was all of them.
That was all of them. But are you talking about like years ago or like a year ago?
They all look like they was family.
That's the bloodline.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, that's the bloodline.
And how long ago was that one?
The bloodline.
Because they was like tough shit. Like no, that was like everybody was scared of like this whole group.
Yeah, the bloodline. I can't remember when they all just like went their separate ways.
I think
It
that's
wasn't
about
that
last
long
when I
ago.
was watching it.
But now there's they have ventured off into other bloodlines. Jimmy and Jay's little brother Solo has his own bloodline now, but he was a part of the original bloodline at first.
Wait a minute, how long have they been in the league now?
Jimmy and Jay.
No, Roman.
Oh, Roman. I don't know. It's been a really long time. He was in a group called The Shield at first. It was him, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins.
Oh man, I'm getting old.
Yeah. So now Dean
I'm
Ambrose.
admitted now. Yeah, we getting old. This
Yeah. Dean,
like
Dean Ambrose is in AEW now, and he goes by John Moxley. So
I didn't know AEW was still around.
yes, it is. It is. So yeah, I don't. And then
Are they just as frequent as far as like the shows? They do weekly shows?
yeah,
and
they
all
do
that?
weekly shows.
Okay.
Yeah, they do weekly shows. Seth Rollins has the Money in the Bank case right now, still in WWE. So yeah,
That's funny.
Like,
That is funny. I remember all the good old days. Kurt Angle.
yeah,
We all loved Kurt Angle, then hated Kurt Angle, then somehow started to like him again, and then hated him all over again.
yeah,
Like, he was probably one of the weirdest heels I think I've seen.
yeah.
That did you see that TV show?
Which one?
Heel.
No, I should have, but I have not seen it. Yeah.
And look, so I was a huge fan of Arrow on CW back before it just got really, really cheesy. And he, the lead actor, he's the lead actor on Heel. It's really, really good.
I'm gonna watch it. I've
really
heard
good.
of it.
And it's about like that local like wrestling trying to make come up and get bought out by the big people going mainstream. It's a really good storyline. It shows you like the life of somebody trying to get into wrestling. Kind of like you for referee.
Yeah, I think, like I said, with wrestling, you kind of latch on to your favorite person. Like at first, my son was like obsessed with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot fucking stand listening to this shit about Cody Rhodes all the time. And then I ended up like somehow, I was like, I love Cody Rhodes. And my bracelet says Cody Rhodes American Nightmare on it.
Oh, that is fun.
But I love Cody Rhodes, and I love Jey Uso. I love Roman Reigns. I think it's great. They all have CM Punk. They all have their thing. And that's why I love it so much. There are times where it gets stagnant and it gets stuck on one person. Like right now, Seth Rollins has the Money in the Bank case. He's literally beefing with 8 people. That's overkill, but I'm going to watch. Like,
it's just for you, it's like watching the Bad Girls Club.
it's like watching the Bad Girls Club. I'm going to still watch it. Goldberg has a match on Saturday for some reason.
I didn't know he was still wrestling.
He came back to do, this is his retirement match. But it's against somebody who has a championship belt, which doesn't make any sense. So we'll see. Trish Stratus is also going against Tiffany Stratton, I think, on Saturday or Sunday.
Trish Stratus is still, this
Sunday
is
on
wild. They got to stop.
Yeah, John Cena has the World Heavyweight Championship right now. Is that John Cena? What does he have? John Cena has something right now. He's on his retirement tour. I've forgotten every belt.
Still wrestling either. I thought he was just acting now.
Gunther has the World Heavyweight Championship. I forgot what.
Dwayne Johnson back too?
No, but he did have a part in the reason why John Cena has a belt. But yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, here's the thing. So if you're somebody that
and John Cena's heel, I forgot to say that part too.
John Cena's heel?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
He went right back to where he started. Isn't that how he came in originally? He was a heel?
He was a gangster, I believe, at first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came in as like
he had a different name too at some point, I believe, but that was way before. Yeah. But yeah.
That's correct. So if you're somebody that's new to wrestling, like, what would you tell them as far as like, okay, if you want to get into it, you want to like talk about it, you want to watch this. Also, wait, before we go there, what do you tell the people that stopped watching wrestling because when they found out, this wasn't real? Because a lot of us were kids, and when we found out that wrestling wasn't real, we were devastated.
Yes, but what I tell people is, them other shows you watching ain't real either. When the bitches is throwing chairs around and stuff, that's not real. They're getting paid to do that, just like they're getting paid. None of that stuff is real. Them people that meet on them dating shows and walk off together, they end up breaking up because they met on a show.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I tell people it's like watching Grey's Anatomy. It's like watching Scandal or whatever. It's just entertainment. You know, I sometimes I call them talent entertainment because that's what they are. They get paid for this. It's not real. They are not really hitting each other. Now there are times where they actually hurt each other, but it's not real. And so I understand that, and it doesn't make me
soap opera.
Yeah, it doesn't. It is absolutely like watching a soap opera at times, and it gets really good. So it being real is irrelevant to me. Like, I don't care about it being real. The stories are great sometimes.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that because I remember when I got back into watching it, like I think it was like late, no, early high school is when I started watching it again, and I was just like, I just like watching it, like story, like watching the flips there, like the Hardy Boys.
Yes, they
And
are in.
stop it! They are not still flipping off a turnbuckle.
Are they in
Way too long.
AEW? I can't remember. They're in something.
That's crazy that they're still wrestling because Rey Mysterio,
He's still wrestling. He's hurt right now, though. He's still in the
That's
WWE.
not surprising.
Yeah, he's still. His son is in the WWE too. His son is Dirty Dom Mysterio.
He's like 5'3" and tiny, and he's
still wrestling.
like he got to be at least 60.
Yeah, he's hurt right now though. He got hurt right before the Royal Rumble, right after, something around there. He got hurt, but yeah, he's still wrestling.
That's correct. What was your favorite classic wrestling move that you used to try to remake all the time?
Rock bottom.
Okay, it's funny because it was one of those for me too. It wasn't rock bottom, but boy, we used to pull the people's elbow off all the time.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
That's just dangerous.
It was.
Dangerous. But yeah, what I would tell somebody who's trying to like catch up, you need to get on YouTube, and YouTube will be like, just type in. You're looking for the highlights of this year because so many different things go on. I would have to tell you to just go ahead and start from a Monday and go on, because there's no way that you can go back. You'll be going back forever. If I tell you to start in October of last year, if they Monday and Friday every week, there's no way that you're gonna be able to catch up.
Right.
So you'll just have to go look at highlights.
Right. And we're going to take a quick second and pause, get a message from our sponsor, Nostalgia Line of Fragrance. I want to talk to Felicia about some of these that we have here.
Right.
So, these are very, 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 very fragrances. Not just because they sponsor me, because I absolutely love the company. I wear these all the time. I get so many compliments off of them every single time. There's one special one that I wear that I actually forgot to bring down here, and it's called Etoile Noir. I'll make sure you smell that one when we get out there to the car.
Okay.
But for now, these are 1.3 ounce bottles that they sell. So they sell them in a couple different options. You can get one for 45 or two for 80, or they have different packages you can buy that give you more of a value proposition with it. But they're super nice, 96% oil. So one spray, two sprays, you get all day.
This smells good.
Which one is that?
Just right.
Is that oud?
Yes.
Oud is fire.
This one is good. Is this for men?
It's the unisex.
See, this one smells good. This is something I would wear. I'm not really into like fruity smell.
Yeah.
And so this smells really good. Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love that. That one's good.
That's one of my personal favorites, too, you holding right there. Rain, you like that one?
Super good.
And it smells different when it hits your skin. You more than welcome to try on whatever one you like.
That smells like a man. That smells good.
Well, look at the other ones, too. You got La Holmes right here. And then you have, what's this one? Oh, this is La Holmes Sport. I mean, I'm sorry, that one is La Holmes Sport. That one, yeah,
that's... It's good too. These smell good. This one smells super good too.
Which one is that
Like a
one?
man too. One sport.
Yeah, La Holmes Sport. That's a good one. That one is called
Sport. You gotta move this over here. This smells good too.
See, Pulvo is different.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this smells really good.
Pulvo is what I'm wearing right now, actually.
Yeah, that smells good. And then what's this one? Ooh, this one smells good too. Well, they all smell good.
Is that Heritage?
Yes.
So Heritage is one of the newer scents. That was the one they released this year for Father's Day.
Yeah, that smells good. My favorite is gonna be this one.
Which one is that one? The oud?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, oud is nice. Oud is very nice. So they have 12 different fragrances altogether. 2 of them are for men, which is SS and Heritage. And then the other 2 that are for women are called Intuition and then Mood de More. And I will be having some of that for you to smell. I just didn't have a look at that. I'll make sure I get in contact with you to have it.
Yeah, that smells good. Those all smell really good.
Thank you. The company is Nostalgia Line of Fragrances. They're based out of Dallas, Texas, and a very, very good company. A guy named is Demetrius Hall that started it. He went to school for a very long time to learn how to do this. He mixes them like straight chemistry. Like he puts together everything. He has to add the right chemicals. He has to make these things mix together. So when he explained the process to me about how long it took to learn it and how much product he wasted, because if you don't do it right, it's gone. It's like it's messed up. It throws off the entire scent, the smell, everything.
Right.
So for instance, one of his biggest things with these is being able to have them transparent so you can see what you're spraying on your body.
Right.
So he was real big with the shades and the colors of everything. He just wanted to have the appearance not look like it was going to stain your clothes or whatever.
Right.
You put it on there. Oh, and Canal Blue. Canal Blue is a nice one too that you guys see. I like it.
Is it men's?
No.
Oh,
it's unisex. So all of these right here that we see today, these are all unisex.
This smells like a can, but it smells.
Yeah, it's actually, you know the crazy part about it? So that one is inspired by, of course, Prince, Purple Rain, but it's his mother's favorite scent too. She loves it. It's different. Spray it on you and it smell.
It's like gay.
You not?
That's surprising. Getting grand. There you go.
No. Said you've been around it, nigga.
This does smell good though.
I see. And it's different when it's on you.
Yeah, it's got like it smells good. It doesn't smell like a man on me. Like I can still smell the hint of like manly smell, but
like I'm not gonna lie, there's two scents that I try to like keep for myself. Anytime like a lady asks me, I'm like, here, smell these. Yeah. But Rain and It's Well Nowhere, the orange color one, those are my absolute favorite. I'll do a layered combo with them, so I'll put the It's Well on my skin, and then I'll do the Rain on my clothes. Great combination.
Yeah, this smells super good.
Mm-hmm.
I might steal this. Yeah.
You'll steal that one?
I might.
Hey, we need you to send us another bottle. She's taking this one.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
I'm probably going to take more than one. He's not going to know.
Oh, let's take more than one. No, and I'm going to get you in contact with these two after this. He's pretty awesome. Great guy. Absolutely love the company, everything he's doing. Like, really good story behind it. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
Not like I'm his dad or anything.
I
just love seeing my friends win. Like, if you can't celebrate your friends' wins like they're yours, it's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, all your people around you should always be celebrating every single win.
Absolutely.
The same way you celebrate your own.
Right. I agree.
That's why I audit my circle, and people hate it when I say that.
I mean, no, that's absolutely should be done.
Yeah, because I tell people, I got an application too. Make sure you making sure I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm not being the friend I'm supposed to be, tell me.
Right.
Well, we can get it right, because that's the biggest thing, communication.
Absolutely. Communication is definitely a big thing in all relationships.
We're going to go down another rabbit hole. We should probably cut it off.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that.
I mean, I think communication, 100% communication is everything.
Right.
And I hate when someone tries to communicate and the other person is not receptive to that communication because they're more so afraid of what that communication can lead to.
Right.
I think that's why most people don't communicate effectively.
I think, yeah, there's a difference between regular communication and healthy communication. And I try to tell people all the time, just because you're talking to me doesn't mean it's in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Communication, not just communication, it needs to be healthy. Like, why are we communicating about this? What is going to be the outcome of this? Like, we need to know all of these things.
Right.
So when we're communicating, just because you're yelling at me and telling me how you feel, is not effective for me because I'm not about to sit around and listen to you yell. I need for you to do this in a healthy way. Tell me why you're coming to me to communicate. What's the problem? And then after you tell me what the problem is, tell me what I can do to fix it. And then that's it. In any situation, I want you to communicate to me what happened and then tell me how I can fix it. I don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah.
There are times when I've been in the middle of an argument and I just stop and I say, so what do we do now? Because that's really it. What do we do next?
That's a great shock. That's who you're talking to as well. So where do we go from here?
That's because after I'm done yelling and going back and forth, I get so tired. I'll be like, so what do we do now?
Yep.
What do you want me to do? Within reason, what can I do in this situation? And it is sometimes when I'm going back and forth and then all of a sudden I just say, so what do we do next? Person's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you want to argue or you want to fix it? Mm-hmm. Communication again is not just going back and forth with words. Let's fix it. Let's make it healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's lay out the expectations for whatever it is that we're talking about.
Right.
Because I'm not about to keep going back and forth, back and forth. And like I said, effective communication is healthy communication. And just because we're sitting having a conversation doesn't mean it's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we make this healthy communication? How can we fix our situation? And then how can we move forward and make sure we don't come back to this place?
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's hypothetically, when we have those conversations in our head, we see the outcome. We're like, oh, this is going to be great.
Right.
We're going to say this, we're going to do this, and then it's going to happen that way. And we've got nothing to worry about. We're going to work on this together. But I think when it doesn't work,
Right.
it's because one of those people has this fear of, if I open up and have this conversation, I'm going to hear some things about myself that I don't want to hear. I'm not ready to accept. And that right there is going to cause me to have to essentially let my guard down and become vulnerable to have this conversation.
Taking accountability for yourself.
Exactly. And accountability is, I've learned really, really hard that people will not take accountability if they don't want to. And the people that don't take accountability are typically the ones that don't take it the most are the ones that are typically in the positions to hurt us the most.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that we try to push away, right? We got to get away from this person. And it's hard, especially when you care about people, like you said.
Because you want them to learn to do better.
Yes.
You want people to learn to do better. When you love people and you see them in a light that is like, man, they don't take accountability, like they like suck as a person sometimes, and you want them to do better, you will put yourself in the position where you're hurting yourself to make sure or try to help them become better. And that sucks. You know, you want people that you're around and you love to be better, but also you're putting yourself in a situation where you're making yourself feel a certain way to help them. And sometimes it's not worth it. When people can't take accountability, you sometimes have to put your hands up and like back up from that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, again, you're hurting yourself. Like, I know I've gone back and forth with somebody trying to make them better, trying to make them see themselves like I see them.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't, you know.
Or it'll help for a little bit.
Right.
You think you're doing well, and you find out that it really didn't help.
I mean, I've seen some people go from one thing to another real fast and stay like that. When I said, hey, that is not okay. And that's cool. But then there are some people who are just not receptive to constructive criticism when it comes to self.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that don't want to take accountability, so it feels like you're attacking them. Like it feels like it feels like an attack. And again, when you love somebody and you see them in a different light than they see themselves,
mm-hmm.
like you can be so much better, but they don't see that. They feel like they're already okay.
Yeah, that attack that you're talking about, that attack is the thing that literally keeps most people from reaching their potential.
Right.
Because if we didn't care about you and we didn't love you,
right,
wouldn't waste my breath
at all
telling you things to fix about yourself. I would watch your demise from the sidelines because we already know where it's going. And even when you still already know where it's going, that makes it that much harder for me.
Right. And I'm not perfect. You know, I've had to take accountability for a lot of things. And
we both know we done had to take a lot of accountability for stuff we done over the years.
Over the last couple of weeks, I've apologized to people because I've done shitty things, or I know that I
feel you had to do it, don't it? Lifted.
Yeah, I've made them feel certain ways, and I know that, and I've reached out and I've apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's sincere. I absolutely am not a perfect person, but I am willing to sit down and talk. I'm willing to say that I'm wrong, and that's, you know, we can move forward if you want to and be cool, or we don't have to, but just taking accountability for the shitty things that we do, you know, I think that is how we grow as well.
Right.
Like,
and like you said, I know people have things in their lives that help them not to act the way that we try to explain to them that they should act.
Yeah.
Like we tell them, you can tell someone all the time that, hey, you're a product of your environment. And like when people hear that, most people just think you're like talking shit, or you're like, oh, you don't like what I do or where I'm at. Like no, you're not hearing me. You're a product of your environment in some shape, form, or way. It doesn't matter how positive you try to be.
Right.
So if you're somebody that's around all negative people, All these people do is get into all the bullshit. But you're the one that's always talking about how they're always in the bullshit. And when bullshit happens to you, it's not you, it's everybody else.
Everybody else. And
But the bullshit keeps happening. So what's the common denominator for all your bullshit?
right.
And most people won't see that when they're constantly in it. Like, they're the supervisor of their shit show.
Right.
And they just want to stay there because they don't have the ability to look at it. And most people, when you try to get them to see it, if they can't process it, like, some people just don't think. Like, critical thinking is not something that everyone has.
Right.
And when you try to get someone that doesn't do this to do it, you're their enemy.
Right.
You instantly become the person that they have to deflect all of their hatred to.
Right.
Because you're challenging the norm that what they have is everyone else. Everyone else is not like you. So you're challenging their norm.
Right. And they're sitting there with their mouth open like, this is, why are you talking to me like that? I'm like, that's just, I'm telling you because I love you. You need to remove yourself from whatever situations that are continuously coming your way that are negative.
Exactly. Like, if I tell you, hey, you continue to stay in this place, something else is going to happen to you.
Right.
And then they stay in this place. Like, whatever it is, like, they work at a place, they live at a place, they deal with a certain group of people.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you get the call, something happened. You didn't think it was going to.
Right.
You thought that foreshadowing
I've
was
already
nothing.
told you that if you do not remove yourself, then this is what could happen. And it did.
And then you got to be there. That's the thing, too. They expect you to be there as the voice, the savior, whatever it may be. And it's always wild when you choose not to be anymore. And then you're now being made out to be the terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, I'm not going to deal with your crazy anymore. I
Right.
can't do it because what you do affects everybody around
Right.
you.
Everybody.
So if the person trying to help you is also being affected by this, how can they effectively help you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why everybody needs to go to therapy.
I agree, and to some extent. Like, what my thing, I hate when people like get stuck with these like super young therapies. Someone I know went to a 21-year-old therapist, and I think they were 37 at the time.
Yeah.
And after I talked to her, she said, my therapy session was actually me explaining life to my therapist.
Yeah, it can. I know that when my last therapist, I really loved her. She was an older white lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was divorced. She had kids.
Mm-hmm.
She had another career before she was a therapist.
I want that.
She had another career. She was like a teacher or something before. She was like 50 something. Like, she was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I don't want a 31-year-old and I don't want a 23-year-old. I need somebody that's seasoned and has went through some of the things that I've went through.
Yeah, I need at like late 30s at the youngest.
Yep.
Late 30s, because at that point, I know that you've been through some life.
Yeah.
Like, most people, by the time they hit the age 28 and they get to around like the early 30s, that's when your brain takes a huge shift in the way that you see life. And then everything from there is just experience gaining. So that's why I think that's the best thing. And I think that therapy comes in many, many more forms of just like sitting. One of my old country friends, he's like, I miss sitting on the porch with my grandfather, and we'd have a beer and we just talk about life.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's therapy. And I have a friend. She is a therapist. She can't speak to me, of course, as a patient, but we speak about life all the time. Like, we just talk, and there's some of the greatest conversations, and that's why I have these
group chats. I have
you everyone.
No, I have. Well, my girls have a group chat, and there are some days where we just go in there and just dump shit, and everybody says their piece, and we move on. A shout out to my girls. They're great. So, yeah, I mean, there are group chats, ladies' nights, just a bunch of things that are in different therapies. Mm-hmm. I agree. I go to actual therapy too, just because it's necessary for me. So, just because it's necessary for me.
Well, no, you are one of the, oh my God, you're one of the few people in this entire world that actually witnessed and lived all that crap that I had to go through as a kid.
Yeah.
It's crazy because looking at it now, like I'll talk to people and oh man, I'm glad you're here, man. God, remember we thought you were gonna be this or you're gonna be that.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
people
was
feel the
like
same way about
15, 16 at that time, and y'all didn't help. Y'all let a kid figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard because you're rewiring your brain as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, you rewire yourself. You don't want to go or want your kids to go down the same path. Even if it was a semi-positive experience, the experiences, some of them shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And
A
so,
lot of them shouldn't have happened.
yeah, a lot of them shouldn't have happened. But you are rewiring yourself to be a better person.
Yeah.
And you're learning things on your own instead of picking up things that you were taught.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people are taught things and they'll be like, well, that's just how I was raised. And we don't always have to live by the way that we were raised.
Like how long you gonna keep doing the bad stuff?
Right. You're not going to keep on doing bullshit because you're telling me that's how you were raised. Absolutely
People
not.
that give them excuses, like how long you gonna give them an excuse to keep doing
That's
it?
not an excuse to be shitty. So you have an option.
Mm-hmm.
You have an option to go by how you were raised or to break that cycle and rewire yourself to be better.
Right.
And I mean, that's what I had to do. There was a lot of times where people were like, oh, you're going to do this or you're going to do that. And I'm like, at that time, I'm like, maybe you're right. But the older I got, it was like I had to, like I said, rewire myself to be better, to want more, to see more, and to see people in a different light. You know, there are a lot of people that don't trust people, that don't do this, that don't do that. You know, I go into everything not thinking negative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to just say, okay, well, we'll just give all this a try. But I'm not going to go by how I was raised. And I wasn't raised bad at all. Shout out to my mom. But
Awesome.
also there are things where I had to rewire my brain. We are all, even with her, you know, she has to rewire her brain on some things. You know, that's just what it is. Everything you learn as growing up is not the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things you won't teach your kids, things you don't want. You know, remember we were supposed to stay in a child's place and we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that. You know, and my kids have all the free will in the world. They
Yeah.
really have it good.
My kids are independent thinkers too. I get it.
Yeah, they have all the free will in the world, and I just teach them to be good people.
Yes.
I teach them to be good people because that's just what it is. Like, yeah, you stay in a child's place, yeah, but also if you feel a certain way, always speak up on how you
Exactly.
feel. You know, and a lot of us weren't able to do that. You're not allowed to say this. You're not allowed to say this. You're
And
not
half
allowed
the generation of the parents are the adults. Even if they did something to us that was wrong, they were still right because they were the adults.
because they were the adults. Like, but my kids, I know they've gotten in trouble a couple of times because they just say what they feel.
Mhm.
And I will always teach them to say what they feel.
Yeah.
And within a respectful range.
Exactly.
Say what you
Exactly.
feel. If you
Exactly.
don't want to, then don't. Just say you don't want to. Can't nobody make you do anything you don't want to do.
Mhm.
And it takes some time for people to get used to stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, because they're, you know, older people are not used to things like that. They are definitely not used to kids being like, I'm not about to do that. I don't want to. You know,
My middle child, oh, he's me. He is me. I could, the amount of calls that we used to get from the school, and the school would be like, oh, Mr. Floyd, we told Xavier to do such and such, and he was talking back. And I'm like, talking back? What happened? Because I'm like, that don't even sound like him. So I'm like, what happened? And they would be like, well, we told him to pick up this stuff over in the toy area and put it up. That was all scattered around there. And then he kept wanting to talk back. When we told him, I said, well, what did he say?
right.
And then, well, what did he say? I'm asking what he said. Well, he kept trying to tell us it wasn't me. And then, oh, okay.
So he's defending himself.
So then I turned it into a parent-teacher conference. I was like, yeah, we're just going to talk. I don't want to keep getting these phone calls.
Right.
It was exactly that. It was another little kid that did it, and he kept trying to tell them
That he
it's this kid.
Yeah.
But you're not just going to make me clean it up because I didn't do it. And so when I explained that back to the principal during the meeting, because have you seen the way they do meetings with principals or teachers or anything now? If you go in for like a parent-teacher meeting?
And think it was last year or year before for my daughter. And I mean, it wasn't bad. We went in the principal's office.
It's like 8 people.
Oh no,
they sit you down with a principal. They sit you down with the vice principal. They sit you down with the teacher. And they got this other person that's in, and somebody's supposed to take
coordinator, technician. Yeah, so we had that for a minute, and it didn't work. So we finally just met in the principal's office with the principal, and that was it. It was just me.
Everything was done,
and everything was cool. Never again. And they haven't called. That was it.
I'm like, it's an intelligent kid. Sorry.
Yeah, we met the principal. The kids wasn't even in there. It was just us and the principal, and we talked, and that was it. We have not heard anything from them since then.
See, I wanted him in there. I was like, no, because I want him to hear this conversation. So I'm all about setting examples for kids.
Yeah.
It was one of them things where it's like, hey, no, he was right. He needs to know and see right now in this conversation that he was right. So that's just me. Like I'm overly present, like, for my kids when it comes to stuff like that, and not because I feel that there's anything against them or nothing. No, my kids, they live great lives. It's a wonderful school. The district, I love everybody in that place. Like, it's amazing. But sometimes there are situations where, okay, I need to show you how this is supposed to be handled.
Right.
If you don't learn these things now, you're not going to speak up for yourself as an adult.
Right.
You're not going to speak up in the workforce. You're not, whatever they do, their voice will be minimized if they're used to not having their voices heard.
Exactly. And my kids are super outspoken, and I teach them to be that way. You know, let us hear you. What do you need? What do you want? Speak up. You know, don't put your head down.
Right.
Always keep your head up. Like, that's it. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for your sister. Speak up for your brother. You know what I mean? Like, speak up.
Oh, and remember that age?
They're annoying. They fight constantly.
I know. That was the age. We had not a care in the world but fight for our territory.
They definitely fight a lot. And I tell them, and I don't break it up. I don't interfere because that's not my business. You know, y'all like, I say that they come in my room running, and
this is the life of a wrestling mom. She literally sits here and lets her kids go full on SmackDown.
Yeah,
you got cameras set up too, don't you?
No,
play it back.
I don't.
I would.
I listen to them go screaming at each other and slamming the doors in each other's faces.
They wrestling moves on each other.
They don't.
Oh, okay.
They kick each other and shit when I'm not looking. But then,
you got pop ass. They can't be like,
well, Karen kicked me, and I'm like, are y'all really putting y'all hands on each other? And they're like, well, Mom. And then I'll stop them and I'll be like, you know what? Y'all figure it out. This isn't my business. Your brother and sister. I'm not in that.
See, like, so for instance, my boys,
they don't put their hands on
when they start getting loud, like yelling or getting like overly emotional, I go shut that down right away.
I don't do that. I'll let them
handle it. Now you do it. You need to manage these emotions a little bit differently. Boys, we don't react this way.
I let them.
It's like London, my daughter. I know my daughter is gonna be different. I know she's emotional. I know she's gonna have these moments.
Yeah.
And that's we face those moments and we figure out how to manage those emotions at the time.
Yes.
But for little boys, I know you're gonna be emotional too. I know you're gonna have it, but you have to manage your emotions totally different than your sister manages hers, because that is not the lenience that you get, because you need to have more self-control. If you're pissed off, go work out. Like something like, talk to me about it. We'll go for a walk. We'll go do something. Hey, we'll figure it out. But you can't like, as they get older, think about the emotional ass dudes that you saw.
Yeah.
Think about like everyone we in the club, somebody's shoes get stepped on, they want to fight.
They want to fight. Yeah.
Like some girl tells them I don't like you or whatever. All of a sudden, well, you too. You know, all this like it was just, it's all that all these overly emotional ass men. They were never taught to manage their emotions, and that's something that I too was guilty of at a young age, just because I didn't have somebody right there to teach me how to do that.
I'm not a man. I'm guilty of learning. You know, you have to learn how to control them. And here, I tell my son that he's 7, and he'll be 8 this month. He just cries. I'm like, what are you crying for, man? You don't have to cry. Just say it. Now, when they fight, I do that because they need to learn how to work things out. I'm not always going to be right there to tell you how to work things out with other people.
Right.
So I need you to learn how to work things out. And they normally come back in the room and I said, so what did you figure out? So we said sorry because they did this and they did that. I said, good. Now get out. Get out my room and don't do it again. Whatever y'all are doing to make each other upset. But managing your emotions, I have to talk to my son about that a lot. His dad talks to him about that a lot. just cries about everything. You hurt my feelings. And I'm like, okay, so what do you need?
See the youngest?
Yes.
My youngest is he is the empath of the family. Like he feels everything.
Yes.
One day he messed up his sister's makeup. He's 3. He went in there and he tore everything up, and she was crying. And I said, "You made your sister cry. That was terrible, what you did. I am not happy with this, and you need to apologize." He busts out crying. Oh, it hurt my heart. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna pop his little butt. Oh my God. And he ran it outside. He was like wanting to hug her and hold her. And I was like, so yeah, like he's that one that feels everybody's emotions.
Yeah.
His anger, happiness, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's
like that too.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll get there.
Yeah, it just these bored up talks. Like him, he's the one I gotta have them conversations with the most, because the youngest, they learn from the oldest all the time.
Yes.
So already he's on it.
Yeah.
And he is, he's a yeller. He yells all the time. I mean, all the time. Like, just to anything he wants to scream about it. And then, like yesterday he had a whole meltdown because he had to come inside. No talking. Grab him, pop, but you don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there. It's looking up. I'm sorry. But no, it's crazy, because at that age, they're such free spirits. And if you don't start to correct it early, they're just going to become just full, uncaged animals.
Yeah.
Just, I get away with what I want. I was inside of Meyer, I think it was Tuesday, and this kid's walking through the cereal aisle, and his mom wouldn't get him the cereal that he wanted. So he's probably like 5 or 6 maybe, and he's yelling, he's kicking her in the ankle, and I was like, I guess this is my kid, I can't say nothing. And then he takes his hand, because she said no, snatches away and runs, and then grabs all the cereal and start knocking all the boxes off. That's why
his ass. That was my kid.
I wanted to for her.
That is so bad, but that's because she ain't disciplining him correctly at all. That's it.
I got some friends that don't discipline their kids at all.
I mean, I don't like
and they're
my kids.
No, like they don't discipline their kids.
Oh no,
and it's the kids from the house. And whooping your kid or disciplining is different. Like we came from the age of whooping. It's like,
I don't
grab them switches, grab the extension cords, grab them, like all that. My kids, maybe once or twice a year, like, and then not even my oldest, not even anymore at all. So okay,
I don't
get on my phone, internet access,
everything off.
It's just like that. Just like that.
Instant
snap.
That's
off.
what I do.
Nothing worried about.
Everything goes off. Forgetting. But I'm not whooping. Because with whoopings, I feel like you're letting them know that it's okay for someone else to put their hands on them.
Oh, you got to do it differently. So you got to, okay, go grab daddy's fraternity paddle upstairs, please. And it's one of those, stand right there. Put your hands in front. Put your hands in front. Don't turn around, and you gotta wait for that eye contact. One pop, there you go. I don't want to have to deal with this again.
My son,
because they know that if it gets to that point and I've gotta pop you,
that's a fraternity thing.
It don't even pop them that hard. It's just the shock of it. So they're like, like but it's not even that hard. It's just like the shock of it. But it's like, it's one of those things I tell my kids. If this has happened, this is because you've done something so egregious that you know that there's a consequence for this. Like August, he tried to stick his finger in a metal fan that was going.
No.
Grabbed him instantly, popped his butt. Popped his butt hard. I'm like, He fried. But he knew that every time I saw him, I looked at him another time. He walked by one, and then he turned, he walked, same day, he turned to walk away from it. I was like, some things it's just a straight punishment. It has to be right away. Because if I had just said no, he would have just kept testing his luck until he finally lost that front of that finger. So, I get it. But no, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, and it's funny how you all get to find out that we grew up as little hoodlums together.
Yes.
So, but no, this was great. Give everybody your social media handles and everything for the podcast, and your personal one, where they can check you out.
So my personal is freckleface_feet.
I'll look at you right there.
Oh. So my personal Instagram is freckleface_feet. That's Instagram. And then our Podcast Instagram is Let's Talk Storyline.
Let's talk story.
Let's Talk
I
Storyline.
love the name of that podcast too, by the way. I meant to tell you that. I think I mentioned a little bit about it, but I truly love that.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like all wrestling is
It's
a
a
storyline.
storyline.
I was like, that is so creative.
Yep. Let's Talk
It's simple
Storyline.
but still creative. Yeah, I like it. I
And-
like it.
and-
And,
and
you drop on what days?
Friday, and we stream on all major platforms.
Okay, drop on Friday, stream on all major platforms. And you got a video podcast coming out. You going to start to do a video.
So
stuff,
I'm gonna
right?
do videos when there is something big to talk about.
Okay,
That's it.
okay.
I'm not a camera person, or maybe I'll turn out to be.
Well, that changes.
We'll see how this turns out. This is my first time being on camera. So yeah, I'll start doing some little special panels. My first one will be about Chris Benoit and his legacy.
Okay.
So be looking out for that at the end of July.
July.
Let's Talk Storyline, and then freckleface_feed.
All right. Everybody, thank you again for tuning in to an episode of the Human Mosaic Podcast. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll talk to you here soon.